Hello, my name is Noah Rendon. I'm from Somerset, South Dakota, which is located at the foothills of the Black Hills. If you don't know where the Black Hills are, it's a small mountain range, western South Dakota. It's where the Wheaton Science Center is, so it's about 20-minute drive from my house. Um, I'm about 20 to 30-minute drive from the middle of the Black Hills. So I'm pretty close, because of my close proximity to the Black Hills. I've I've really gotten accustomed to wildlife and camping and hiking and kayaking, especially kayaking. Um, but I live in a town around 2,000 people. Because of our small size, uh, we're very not self-sufficient, so we depend a lot on Rapid City. Rapid City is located 20 minutes from town, and it's one of the main civilian hubs in western South Dakota. It's located closer to the Black Hills than I am, but it's basically where both my parents work. It's where I went to school, where you can go eat entertainment, groceries, etc. But my city, like I said before, it's very small, around 2,000 people. It's actually the youngest city in South Dakota. So it's pretty young, it's pretty new, it's pretty small, but I love it. Most of my neighbors are ranchers, and they grow cattle for the jobs. My family, on the other hand, does not do that. Um, I'm 19 years old. Uh, I'm studying here at Wheaton to become an economic or have a degree in economics. Um, the reason I chose economics is that I love math and I love history, and it's a great combination of the two. Um, and I think it'd just be a good way to get myself in the financial market, and it's be a good degree to help open doors and make connections with people in the financial market. And I just think it'd be a very worthwhile degree. Um, most of I'm a family of four. I'm in a family of four. My mom, which is a mathematical educator, she basically teaches teachers how to teach better. So she flies all around the country, goes to different high schools, colleges, etc., teach mathematicians how to improve the craft. My dad, on the other hand, is an industrial programmer. He basically builds, uh, runs a wooden carving machine, basically. More or less, a little bit more complicated than that. But yeah, he is an industrial programmer, so he just programs a lot. My older brother is at University of North Dakota, where he's studying to become a pilot, and he's studying aviation. He's 21, he just turned 21. Um, Me, on the other hand, uh, I go to Wheaton, obviously. But the reason I chose Wheaton, the reason I love it so much is um, my grandma had heard about Wheaton when she had first applied for it and got in, but did not attend Wheaton. So she had told me, "Hey, no, you should probably check out this Wheaton school." Uh, so I went ahead and checked it out online. Me and my mom looked at it and decided to go to a college visit there. And I went to college visit and I loved it. Right, so I went ahead and applied. I love the community. I love the just the Christian formation and the campus. It's beautiful. It's amazing. Love the neighborhood. So I went ahead and applied for early action. I waited a couple months and I started applying for other schools. Um, and so I got early action report back. Unfortunately, I didn't get into early action, so I'm like, okay, that's fine, no problem. I got normal action, so I continued applying for other schools and so on, so on. And then I got rejected for normal action. So I'm like, oh, well, I guess God didn't want me to go to the school. So I just went ahead, went on the waiting list because no harm, no foul. Um, at that point, I started applying to go for University of South Dakota. But the first weekend in May, I got a phone call from my advisor, basically saying, "Hey Noah, you got accepted into Wheaton College." And at that point, I was astounded because I didn't think I had no chance of getting in. But at that point, I pretty much believed that God had, at that point, would have been telling me to go to Wheaton, because if he didn't want me to go to Wheaton, he wouldn't have picked me off the waiting list. So I decided to come to Wheaton, and so far I love it. But Wheaton is a great place, especially for me. Here I go to here in Somerset, I go to a neighborhood church called Open Bible Church, which is a Pentecostal church. It's less of the hardliners, but it's more denom, but it still is referred to as a Pentecostal. It's a really good church. I grew up in the church, and as I've learned more of Christ, I've just become more. I wanted to become deeper. I wanted to be deeper in Him and learn more about Him as I've grown up. And that's why one of the reasons why I wanted to go to Wheaton is to help me grow in my Christian lifestyle. My mood today is a little bit stressed, a little bit anxious, because all my classes have now moved online, and this is very new for me, and I've never done this before, and so this is a little bit of a learning practice. So of course there's going to be a little bit of stress, there'll be anxiety, but it's not that bad. It's not that bad. So because speaking of online and why we moved online, my thoughts on the coronavirus. Okay, here we go. The coronavirus. I think that the states should have I feel like there's so much too much fear going on in the United States, almost to the point where it's too much fear, right? And the point where it's exaggerated, I feel. Like, for example, and I feel like a lot of the states are taking a lot of extreme precautions when they don't need to, especially states who have very low risk, especially my states. My state only has 12 cases in it, and we haven't had no new cases since last week and a half. And especially in my side of the state, we have no cases at all. And so I think a little bit is overblown, especially by the media, who wants to get like ratings and definitely has money to make out of this. But I'm not saying that they have evil motives or negative motives. I'm just saying that they are a business at the end of the day, and they do need to get clicks and people to watch. So some of that, there's a little bit of fear mongering going on, but not in a negative sense. But I don't know. I feel like in about 1 month or two, we will have a really good control on this situation. Right now, we've really beginning to see a lot of improvements. But I definitely think a lot of corona cases are very concentrated, because right now we have 50% of corona cases within 3 counties in 3 states: Washington, California, and New York, which just makes sense. So I shouldn't think why. I don't know why the other states who don't have very little cases should be hurt because of huge population centers. However, corona is definitely, we should take it seriously. We should be careful. But I shouldn't believe we should stop what we're doing and shut down the economy. I feel like at this point, is all this social distancing worth it, right? So the economy is taking a huge hit right now. We're losing, the stock market's dropping like crazy. Thousands of small businesses are struggling to stay open, just because of the social distancing policy a lot of governors have put in place. And I just believe that, at what point is social distancing in this case worth the massive economic penalty we're going to take? And I don't think the social relief that Congress is proposing is a really good long-term solution. But I don't know. We'll see how this lasts. If it lasts a lot longer, we might have to stop pulling off some restriction. And start letting people go out and spend money and not be so scared. But if it's short time, maybe restrict some of the social distancing. Anyway, continuing on to me, an interesting trait about me is that I'm an Eagle Scout. So I spent 10 years of my life in scouting program, and I love it to death. And that's another reason why I'm a huge outdoor guy. I still love camping. I really love kayaking. I've backwater kayaked in Minnesota and Yellowstone and part of California. It's great sport, if you can call it. I shouldn't say sport, more of a hobby. It's It's a really good hobby. Recommend. Blackout is perfect place for it. And so yeah, that's pretty much about me. It's a wonderful day today. The sun is shining. So thank you.